As we're looking ahead at some of the changes, we know we have some teacher vacancies. And that's not unusual over the summer in many school districts. I think the difficulty is always within this COVID-y environment, as you well know. Talk to me a little bit about the possibilities in the hiring process for the new teachers that we need to bring on board.
Let me start by saying who we hire is probably one of the most important decisions we make as a school district. I'm a big believer in investing an enormous amount of time and energy up front to get the right people in those positions. Yes, it is a bit of a challenge in this environment, but the good news is that Garrison is a very desirable place to work. One of our retirees, Kevin Keegan, I believe, had well over 30 years here. I think that says something about Garrison. Someone would be willing to stay, over 30 years and spend their career in a place. So I'm confident that we will be able to attract high-quality candidates. The jobs have already been posted. So there are 3 positions, as you know. They're all in the middle school. We have science, we have social studies, and then we have a Spanish vacancy. They've all been posted for at least several weeks at this point, and the response has actually been very good. And the first stage of the hiring process will be to screen candidates. So we will go through 100 resumes of qualified applicants, but try to single out the 10 or 12 top candidates as far as experience, credentials, and then have a screening interview, which is usually about 15 or 20 minutes. Get a feel for that candidate.
Can you tell me a little bit who might be involved in that screening interview?
Well, the screening process will be me and our interim principal now, Mr. Cuglietto. The objective of the screening interview is to narrow down a pool of 12 to a smaller pool of highly qualified candidates to bring back for a committee interview. That is a more thorough interview, and that will include teachers. I would like to have a classroom teacher. I also would like to have a support staff. I also would like to have a special education teacher or a specialist, again, to get all those different perspectives, because the teachers all will be collaborating together. Also, administrators will sit on that committee, and that will take about 45 minutes to an hour, get a better understanding of the background. I'm a big believer in behavior-based interview questions to really drill down and see what a candidate has accomplished, what they believe in, what they've done in their previous work. The next stage will be to narrow a pool of 6 or so, and these numbers are not firm, down to 2 or 3 of the most qualified people to perform demonstration lessons. That is something that, although we are virtual, that may even be better in this environment to see that they could deliver an effective virtual lesson in their content area. So we will analyze those lessons. Lou and I have a lot of experience observing teachers. What I also have found to be very helpful is a debriefing session after the demonstration lesson, asking the teacher to reflect on how that lesson went. Because a teacher needs to be reflective. That's one quality that we will be looking for. And if they can reflect, it doesn't have to be a perfect lesson, but if they can reflect, that is a key quality and I think an important quality. At that point, then, the reference checks, as you know,
Very key.
is key. And that, again, administration will conduct in-depth reference checks, ask all the important questions, and find out what we need to know about those candidates. I'm a big believer you only learn so much through the interview process. You really learn about someone by working with them. So you need to speak to those people who have been, supervisors and maybe colleagues, but primarily supervisors, and really understand how they've performed in the past. At that point, we will narrow it down to our top choice, and then that person will be recommended to the Board of Education with all that information so the board can review it and feel comfortable with appointing the candidate.
Oh, you said it beautifully. Hiring is the most important aspect that any school can do in terms of putting the most effective, engaging, student-centered educators that they can with the children. And Garrison has a history of doing that. They have a history of really thinking about how do we involve our community in the process, in the teaching and the learning. As you said, Kevin Keegan has been here for 34 years, and he has taught more than one generation of Garrison residents. That's exciting to know that we are going to continue that tradition. I know that he has already shared with you and myself, both of us, some of the pieces that have worked for him, his hands-on approach, his engagement with the forest and the environment, his climate club, that he would love to see us continue, and we want to continue. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to start with another generation of educators to work with the children here in Garrison. So I will say that I will miss this experience tremendously. I do hope you do have a chance for the brick and mortar very soon, because that was a highlight for me. And as you said, Garrison is a wonderful place to come to. As this board knows, I was not looking to be an interim, but Garrison is a special place. So I know you will have many happy years here. I know the community will appreciate your knowledge and your intellect and your ability to involve them in the work of what we call schooling. So thank you. Please keep in touch. Let me know how you're doing, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Deborah. I'd also just like to add and express my deepest appreciation to you. You have provided me with such a strong transition over the past 6 weeks, and it's been invaluable. Your insight, your experience, it has enabled me to really feel confident that I can hit the ground running on July 1st, which is my official start.
I'm confident you will.
And we will stay in touch, and it has been a gift to spend this time with you and to really gain a deeper understanding of the community.